Hello, good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Hope you are feeling well, Rita. You are muted, Rita.
हाँ देवेश वो रेन्स हो यहाँ पे इट्स रेनिंग हियर ना तो थोड़ा पैरों में दर्द हो रहा था. My legs are paining.
यहाँ तो वेदर एकदम क्लियर है. उधर रेन्स हो रहे
हाँ
हैं.
यहाँ तो थंडर स्टॉर्म हो रहा है एकदम लाइक इतनी ज्यादा विंड बहुत विंडी हो रहा है. इट्स हेवी रेनफॉल.
If you are not feeling well tomorrow is your class. So do let me know.
Friday.
Tomorrow is Thursday. Okay. So tomorrow is whose class?
Thursday तो I think Nishi
Nishi, I think Nishi is out of station.
हाँ.
Okay, we'll see. Okay,
Now
you're saying something?
Devesh, you can ask Nishi. She told her she'll be back on 10th.
She'll be back on 10th. Huh? So I'll ask her tomorrow. Sure. So friends, I sorry you got the topic a little late today because Dipanshu was busy with something. I hope the topic is very clear.
Yes, sir. It is easy and wonderful topic.
So I'll just like to mention one thing at the outset. Whenever we give a speech on something, if there is a complex term, and especially a multivalent term, multivalent I had explained in I think 2 classes back, that a word sometimes has more than one meaning. Now there is this term culture in this title. Culture has several meanings. When we say cultural program, then we usually mean dance program or musical program, fine arts. We are
Like programs and function in school are also known as
in which there will be dance, music, painting, etc. Okay, so these are fine arts.
Sir, and the second culture is the traditional habits in country and states.
Wait, Bhavya, you should not speak repeatedly.
I am Khushi.
Okay, Khushi, just raise your hand when you have to say something and make your points together. Don't make short interjections. Let the speaker complete and then raise your hand and then speak. Okay, now I was saying one meaning of culture is fine arts, but another meaning is the whole of society is also referred as culture. For example, Indian culture or European culture. So we are referring to the other extreme, very broad notion of society. And in between, there are more specific meanings of culture. The most important thing to understand in any society is its mentality patterns. I had explained this once in a previous class. Does anyone remember what is meant by mentality patterns? Yes, Sanjay?
Hello, Devesh.
Yes.
Sir, sorry, due to some personal reason, I will not be able to join today's class. I will join you tomorrow, sir.
Okay, no problem. Have a nice evening. Now, anyone else?
Thank you for.
Sure, Sanjay, sure. And anyone remembers the meaning of mentalities or mentality patterns, which is one meaning of culture? हिंदी में बोलते हैं मानसिकताएं. I had explained this in one class. Gaurav, yes, please tell.
Sir, the mentality is the way the people thinks about the society, about mental element. That's the thinking, the thinking process, the thoughts they get into their minds or into their body. So like we can say that feelings.
Okay, very good, Gaurav. You are quite close. This is a very difficult concept to explain. Uh, Anyone else would like to add something to it? Okay, let me explain
Sir,
once
can
again.
Bhavya speak in
Yes,
sir,
yes. You
it is
just
in
have
my
to
words.
show your hand icon and you will
But
get
sir,
the
it is
flow.
in my words.
Yes, go ahead. That is
Uh,
better.
so namaskar, sir. Today I want to explain the meaning of cultures. According to me, the culture means that the arts and the other manufactions of the human and the mentality, ideas, customs, and social behavior of the particular people or a society is according to me is a culture.
Okay, good. But your definition is slightly uh, disjointed, not very systematic. You are referring to several things. You can start by saying instead that culture has several meanings. One of the notions of culture is fine arts and philosophy, religious books, etc. Okay? But
Okay, sir.
on another level, this should be just referred to as high culture. But the more important thing to understand about any society is its mentality patterns, which is also aspect of culture. But what are mentality patterns? Gagan said something. Does anyone want to add? This is one of the most difficult concepts in social analysis. So note down, what are mentalities? Mentalities are thought patterns, but each individual has his or her own peculiar thinking. When we refer to cultural patterns in mentalities, we are referring to shared uh, values, beliefs, and traits, etc., which people imbibe. Imbibe, you understand? Get
Yes, sir.
imprinted. Imbibe. IMBIBE, which people imbibe by virtue of living in one group. As a member of a group, when you imbibe some common patterns of thinking from that group, that these are cultural mentalities. I'll again repeat, mentalities are thought patterns, but each individual has different thought pattern. To the extent to which individuals living in the same group or same territory, same city, same country, the common patterns which they derive from shared living in a group, these are cultural mentalities. For example, हमेशा जब difficult concept होता है ना तो example से explain करना चाहिए. For example, as I said, mentalities will include values, beliefs, tastes, and emotions pattern also. So each individual have their own emotions and thought, etc. Okay, but all Indians share to some extent similar values. That is what we are going to discuss today. What is good and what is bad in our cultural values. Similarly, Indians share some beliefs also, like caste system. Caste system is something very unique to India, as not found this way outside India, but it is found all over India. So it is our cultural thinking pattern. I hope the point is clear. All Indians do not
Yes,
believe in caste system. Indians will also have different views of caste system. But because we all live in same group called India, territory called India, we have some imprint of this idea of caste.
There is a mistake of yours.
Yeah, please.
Sir,
What
you
is it?
said territory India, but India is a country, not a territory.
No, India is a territory also.
Yeah, India is a territory.
Yes, of course. India is a country also, but India also has its defined territory.
Yes, I know that, but you said the India is a complete territory, I guess.
No.
It
No,
was
I
like,
didn't say complete territory.
sir,
I said it,
yeah.
while
It,
living
yeah,
in Indian territory, we have imbibed certain historical experiences which have shaped our collective values and beliefs. These
okay.
collective or common
Beyond the
patterns in values and beliefs, which are a example of mentalities. Mentalities include what did I say? Values, beliefs, emotion patterns, uh, taste patterns, traits, and also loyalties or identities. Loyalties to different kinds of groups. Again, a very important loyalty pattern in India, which is not found outside India, is caste loyalty. So I hope
Yes,
the
sir.
definition or meaning of mentalities, these are called
Yes,
collective mentalities or cultural mentalities, is now clear to everybody. If someone has not understood, you can raise your hand. Yes, Khushi, you want to say something?
No, sir, I was like, I start the first the topic, but I don't have any doubt.
sir, I
Anyone
want to
has
ask you something,
any
Bhavya.
difficulty in understanding what I have explained? This is a
Second,
very
Bhavya
difficult
ask.
concept.
Second, Bhavya
Yes,
ask. Sir, can you repeat the lines because I have left it on the when you say mentality.
mentalities, I said, refer to thought patterns. Every individual has a different thought pattern, which is understandable. But by belonging to a cultural groups are also various kinds. India is a cultural group. Even Delhi city is a cultural group.
Sir,
Because we live
every
in
state
Delhi,
have their
we,
different cultural.
sorry,
Sir, I'm saying that every state of India has different culture.
to some extent, yes, these are all cultural groups are actually like circles which overlap sometimes and which are concentric sometimes. Okay, so
Yes,
we all have belong to several cultural groups at the same time. Culture is a group by living in which you derive some customs, thought patterns, behavior patterns, etc., and value them. They have similar values. Members of a culture have similar values. Your family, you are living in, say, which village, Khushi?
Sir, Jhatikara.
Jhatikra. Now, Jhatikra will have some cultural differences from, say, uh, Greater Kailash. Don't you think so?
Sir, what is Greater Clash?
Greater
it is
Kailash
a
is some
place.
colony in South Delhi,
Oh,
or say Pandora Road, which are very elite colonies of Delhi. So naturally,
Pandwala
there
Road,
are
sir.
Pandara Road,
Pandala,
where
I
all
think
IAS officers,
there is a nearby village. Its name is Pandwala.
not Pandwala, Pandara Road. Pandara Road is where IAS officers live in Delhi. It's near India Gate.
yes, sir, I know it's near the. No,
So
it's
no,
near the
please
Rashtrapati
don't
Bhavana.
interrupt too much. We are slowed down this way. If you have some important point, raise your hand. Otherwise, wait for your turn. Then you can mention all your points together. We are not having a drawing room discussion in which anyone can interject at any time. We have to allow the speaker to finish and then make our point after raising our hand. Okay. So I hope broadly you have understood what is meant by mentalities. It is this aspect of culture that we are going to discuss today. What is negative and what is positive in Indian culture, i.e., Indian mentality patterns. Mentalities will include value patterns, that is, our ideals, our belief patterns. Indians believe that Europeans exploited us, Britishers exploited us. This is a common belief in India. Okay? Britishers don't think that way, Chinese don't think that way, maybe. So this is our unique belief pattern. In villages, people believe more in ghosts. In cities, such beliefs are less. So city and village belief patterns are also different. This is another example of cultural beliefs which can vary, which can differ across cultural groups. Cultural groups, I clarified, can be of several types. Countries can be seen as one culture. Within country, cities have different culture. For example, from Delhi, if you will go to Madras or Chennai, you will find a very different cultural atmosphere. I'll give you one example. In Delhi, a girl will find it very scary to move on the road at the night. In Chennai, such safety problem is not there because the behavior pattern, thought patterns are different in Chennai. Eve teasing, etc., is not such a common problem. Okay, you understand how cultures differ and how cultures can be identified along national boundaries, along city and rural boundaries, between different cities, between different states, as Khushi said. Those some cultural variations are there. Now we are today talking about India as one culture, and we want to see what is positive and what is negative in Indian mentality pattern. We are not talking about India's fine arts, that is Indian music, Indian painting, Indian literature, philosophy. We are not talking about high culture. We are talking about common mentality patterns. Is my point clear? In what sense we are discussing culture? Rita, were you listening? Can you just share your feeling? Is my point clear?
Yes, Devesh, we are talking about cultural differences between different city, rural areas, like territories, states. What are the different thinking pattern of people culturally?
Correct. So let's now come to the topic. Khushi will speak first.
Yes, sir. Can I start?
Yes, please.
Yeah. India is very beautiful country and it's known by its traditional and culture in all over the world. So today I will speak on negative and positive way of impacts of our Indian culture. So the positive way is like if yeah, the positive way is that there are many people used to live with their parents now also, as the many people are like living joint family and with their friends, like more like with their family and their family nearby friends. And there's many like nowadays there are many scholars in Olympics also, like Neeraj Chopra and many more. They also belongs to our India. So, and there are many negative way also. Like in India, there in earlier time there was a traditional of that child marriage system and sati patha and many more impacts. And the main is caste one. They used to think that caste, they used to just divide themselves in the caste and many more things that are in India, like caste and that lower and classes, lower, higher classes, and many more things. As and they're like in India, they're used to live together, celebrate festival, and there are many more things. Thank you.
Okay, very good. This is a difficult topic, so I would have given you very good marks. You have got some grasp on the topic. I'll explain what else needs to be uh, joined with your this presentation. But when you say uh, culture I don't know what term you used, but I was thinking aspects of culture is a better usage. When you
Sir, I
talk about
used that impact. I used impact.
impact
Word.
is different from aspect. We are discussing aspects of culture. Okay,
Okay, sir.
negative aspects and positive aspects. Okay,
sir.
who will speak next?
Bhavya.
No, sir, I am not ready.
Okay, we'll wait for Gagan. Gagan, you start. Gagan, are you there?
Sir, can I start?
Okay, Gaurav.
Good evening, everyone. Today I am here to present my view on the topic that positive and negative aspects of the Indian culture. So, firstly, I
Again,
want to
let me
explain.
just point out why say the Indian culture. Just say Indian culture. Positive and
Oh,
negative aspects of Indian culture.
sure, sir. And, firstly, I would like to explain that what is culture, and that culture means that the aspects and the way we live in a society, how we deal with the society, with the other people, is known as the culture. The how the way we live. And so, sir, I would now the positive and negative aspects of the Indian society are. So that's a firstly I would like to explain the positive aspect. Sir, first positive aspect is, sir, is food. As we all know, India is an agriculture country, and India exports spices, pulses, and food items all over the world, which which enhance the GDP as well as the economic value of the India, as well as it also enhance that the taste and the food varieties of India. Next one is variety of festivals and dance form. That India is a very religious and spiritual country, and it is the second most populated country in the world, and we have different cultures, different festivals in our country. So every different people have its own way of living and different cultures. Like, sir, if I can take example of few dance forms, that are hip hop, pop, and kathak. So these are very different dance forms, and through which all people of India get unite and live together unitely. Next aspect, sir, I want to say that is different languages. As there are many people, so there are many languages in our country, India. Next is yoga, one of the most important thing that originate from our country. And this is a very good point, that now on 21st June we celebrate the International Yoga Day, which is celebrated all over the world. And our honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi also enhanced this day, that everyone should do yoga to maintain themselves. And next is, sir, music and art. As we all know, dance form, musics, etc. And, sir, the last one is non-violence. Like earlier time, as we all know, that our father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji, that in Hindi we can call ahinsavadi, non-violent person, that with the help of non-violence, um, he had to get independence from the Britishers. Now, sir, I would like to view my put my point on negative aspects. That's a first aspect is the caste system, and in today's till now, it is a very crucial topic or crucial negative aspects. Like we see in every place, people are discriminate themselves, that he or she is of lower caste, why could we talk to him? And so for this the government should apply reservations, and sometimes this reservation get also converted into and miscommunication among them. And next sir is forced arranged marriages, like we can, as we can see in today's generation, uh, children are married love marriages by running from home. But why they can do this? And the reason behind is that the forced arranged marriage. But in towns and cities there is no forced arranged marriage. But if we can see in very lower areas of some state, very backward villages, and there are some cultures which are still going on, and which have to be banned immediately. And next is we next is judgmental attitude of people, like we judge the other people by saying, by uh, dressing sense, by face, or by way of living. But we can't judge any person by just looking. Like we or everyone listen that a quote that don't judge a book by its cover. So sir, it is also true. And the last one sir is very common in today's era. Like sir, we listen log kya kahenge, or mentality that parents or grandparents told their children that see that that son got good marks, that etc etc. And he if we do this or that, that other people would say what how he or she can do, why, what he can or she etc. So this creates a mental pressure on the mindset of the students and children. So furthermore, through this they get depressed, and this creates a huge problem. So at the end I would like to say that Indian culture has its positive aspects also, and negative aspects also. So we have to manage both of them together to maintain and live a good life. Thank you, sir.
Good, very good, Gaurav. You exceeded your time limit, but you covered lots of points. So I congratulate. It was a good presentation. You are hesitating a bit. You need to improve your fluency. But the more you practice, you will be able to easily do it. So always attend class, and even in your school, etc. You are in college, na? Gaurav?
Yes, sir.
Always take part in debates and so on. Okay,
Sure,
next
sir.
who will speak?
Sir, can Bhavya speak now?
You are Bhavya.
Yes, sir.
So you should say, may I speak, sir? Yeah, go ahead.
Namaskar, sir, and my dear friends. I am Bhavya. Today, I want to speak on this topic. In our Indian culture, there are many negative aspects and many positive aspects. So first, I will start from the negative one. So first, I will be tell that the people mentality in the in this time, if a person uh, do a wrong thing, so their parents, their friends and everybody say that what will be the society saying about you, you have done this and you have done that. So it can also make a student depressed. Second, I want to say that no concept of privacy and the individual space in this time. There are many things happening in our culture that are leaking the privacy, what we have, what we are doing and what we are doing of our life, and asking personal questions. And sir, I want to say that about the caste system. In today time, the caste system is a huge problem. there are many castes, but in today time, one of the best singer Lata Mangeshkar was of a lower caste person, from which Lata Mangeshkar love. His mom say that I will be not applying this. I will be not accepting this. I will be not accepting this lady in your wife because she is of a lower caste. Sir, and after that I will be telling you about the positive aspects. Sir, first and my most loving one is the music and the art and the dances of our country. There are many musics, dance and art in our country, and every state have different music, art and dance forms. And sir, every state have different traditions, and in different traditions people show different dances. Like in the in the Kerala, they celebrate Onam. In that they see Kathakali, but in the Uttar Pradesh we can see the most popular dance Kathak. So there are many different languages also. Like in India, there are more than 101 languages, but our Indian constitution agree with 29 of them. So, sir, there is after that, I want to say that we should not apply the caste system. We should ignore that, and we should not make differences in anybody else. My personal experience is that one day I was going to a shopkeeper, and there was a old uncle, and there was a lower class child. He asked the shopkeeper for a chocolate, and the old man say that the lower caste person do not eat chocolates. So after that, when I listened that, so I say that there is he have a right to eat that. You can't stop him or her. Thank you. In the last, I want to say that please stop this caste system. Thank you.
Good, very good, Bhavya. For your age, I'm very impressed. You have got a very good grasp of the topic also, and your language is also pretty
Sir,
good
I want
for your
to
age.
add some negative impact of Indian
No,
culture.
no,
Can I?
no, not now.
Sir,
So
in the second part.
one improvement that I would suggest is you said today times. You correct usage would be today's times, but even better than that would be current times or present times. In the present times or in current scenario, in current context, these are better applications. Okay, now next.
Now can I start?
Yeah, Nandini, yes. Please, your video should be on.
Sir, I have some problem in my camera.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My views on today's topic is Indian culture is one of the oldest culture and famous among the other cultures and countries. Indian culture has a variety of religions like Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Jainism, etc. And some positive features of Indian culture are different languages, different religion, variety of festivals, beliefs, and rituals. And one more positive feature of Indian culture is family bond. In India, even today, most of the families have 3 generations staying together, and divorce rates are also very low in India. But there are some negative features also, like caste system, forced arranged marriage, child marriage, dowry, and because of this caste system earlier, the lower caste suffer a lot, and there was so much discrimination with them. But these negative features of our culture is getting better with time. Thank you.
Good, very good, Nandini. You completed your narration within time. That's very good. Who else will speak? Lovely.
Sir, can I speak?
Okay, Gagan, speak. Okay, Lovely has started. Lovely, yeah. Gagan, wait, let Lovely start.
Okay, sir.
Lovely, please unmute. We can't hear you.
So I'm able to hear Lovely.
I can't hear her.
So now she is not speaking. I guess his video is paused now. There was a sound like good
Lovely,
evening.
start again. Maybe you will have to reconnect. So in the meantime, we'll go to Gagan. Yes, Gagan.
Okay, sir. Sir, can I start?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Today I'm here to present my views on the today's topic, and today's topic is Indian culture. As we all know, Indian culture is so good, and we have lots of varieties, different kind of things in Indian culture. As we have different types of religion: Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, Jain, Parsi, and this.
Yes, Gagan.
Sir, can I start again?
Yes. Yes.
So, sir, as I'm saying that there are lots of rights given to the Indian culture, Indian peoples, which are defined under the Constitution, and one of that is that right to practice any religion, which is defined under Article 25, right to speech, Article 19. So, these are the advantages of our Indian culture, uh, um, there are some more advantages of Indian culture, like as we all know, in Indian culture, the dressing sense and the interest towards the music, dance, education, and the development, and the food varieties available in India, and the spices which is available, which India's grows, is very demandable and very popular. Not even in India, but in all over the world. And the and Indian culture also Indian culture is so good, and it has some advantages, or it has some disadvantages also, that if Indian culture has also some disadvantages, which are in Indian culture, the Indians peoples have that they have the feeling of jealousy, that how this person can be better to me, and how this person is uh, uh, going towards the success faster than me. So there is a very mm, one of the most disadvantage in the Indian peoples, due to which lots of problems and chaos, fights arises, and one of the reason is the ego, and the as the developing as our nation is developing, so now in today's world we can see that people, children, and people want their personal life and liberty. They want their personal privacy, which they don't even want to share with their parents. So because of this thing, it gives a very harsh impact on Indian agriculture. So thank you, sir. So according to me, Indian culture is good and as well as bad, sir.
Good, very good, Gagan. I'll just point out, you said Indian culture has disadvantages. Better term would be has some flaws. Okay,
Okay, sir.
instead of disadvantage, FLAWS. And also you said fights arises. What is the mistake in this?
Sir, fight.
Fights, fights arises. What is the mistake?
Fight arise.
Kushi, you want to say, point out what is the mistake in this usage? Fights arises.
Sir, it should be arise.
Yes, very good. Since
Arise.
fights is plural, so the verb will not have s. Okay. If it was fight arises, that would have been okay. But if you say fights, then you don't put s in the verb. If you have put s in the noun, okay.
Sure,
Now
sir.
next, Lovely, you can go ahead now. Yes.
Yes, India is one of the most religious countries. There are 28 states in India, and every state has its own culture. In Indian culture teaches us many things. For example, respecting our elders. Our guests are equivalent to God, etc. People follow different rituals. On the other hand, there is a negative side of Indian culture too. For example, gender discrimination, dowry system, etc. However, people's trust and belief on Indian rituals make Indian culture more special. There are many specialty about Indian culture, like the art, the dances, form, the music, which makes India and its culture the best from other cultures. India has many Indian people follow many rituals, and they have belief in the rituals. Some people believe in rituals, and this makes Indian culture more special. Thank you.
Okay. Good, Lovely, but very short. I hope everyone has spoken now. So
So I want to add some point, Khushi.
yes, Bhavya, go ahead.
Yeah, Khushi.
Kushi, okay.
Yeah. So I want to add some point in negativity or negative points in.
Yes,
So
go
in
ahead.
Indian culture, they're like now also in some place for a baby they used to just cut off the head of cow, and so I went to the place in Haryana. There was a mannat type of thing that they if they want a baby boy or girl, they have to cut off the head of the bull or a goat, and
Yes.
it's like
This is called animal sacrifice.
yes sir, and like mm, for this reason there's many animals that poor animals that are that cut their head and they're now no more now,
They are killed
that they used
cruelly.
to do nonsense rituals for such a thing.
Yes, okay, good. So first of all, I would like to point out about the topic that I am very happy you have realized that culture refers not just to high culture or fine arts and philosophy of a country, but also their daily life. But one error that you are making, despite my mention, is that in daily life or shared uh, practices, you are referring mostly to the visible customs, festivals, ceremonies, food. These are all visible common culture. Okay. But I highlighted at the beginning that the more important thing to note in culture is the invisible aspect of this common sharing. And this is mentalities which are not visible, like festivals or food practices or dress, religion, etc. Mentalities are not visible, they are inside our heads, but they are expressed in our behavior patterns, in our choices, in decisions we make in life. Don't you agree?
Sir, I agree.
And here also there are some commonalities. These commonalities are important to highlight when we are talking about positive and negative features or aspects of any country's culture or any
Sir,
city's
I want
culture.
to add something also.
Okay.
Sir, nowadays India is very developed country, but in some place like Haryana and some other places, the people who visit to another country, they feel shame to tell that they are from India. As like in Haryana, they used to wear dhoti and kurta, but in foreign they used to wear casual clothes and many that trending clothes there, so they feel little shame and to tell in which country they belongs to, and their speaking tone also different, so they used to just hide their personality and think that they belong to India culture and so.
Okay, this is your reading, although I do not agree with it. Some Indians take a lot of pride. For example, when Modi ji goes and even when they
Yes, sir,
celebrate
because he is the
Diwali, etc.
president,
Please,
so he is the prime minister of
please
India.
don't interject. Please don't interject. Once you have completed your point, please wait. Let the other person finish. Then raise your hand. Okay. So I was saying, it's good that you have recognized there are negative aspects also in our culture. But maybe on this point, everyone will not agree that Indians take pride also in our own dress patterns, in our food cuisine. Cuisine is called our recipes. So it's a mixed thing. It's not. But yes, you mentioned caste. Caste is definitely something we must reform. It does not have to be ended, but it needs to be reformed. At least we should not have a sense of hierarchy about lower and upper caste. This should go. No one is lower caste just because of being born in a particular family. This sense of hierarchy should go. Uh, so that point I would like to again reiterate. Reiterate means repeat in order to emphasize. What I am reiterating is that every culture has some good aspects, some negative aspects also. We should not be over proud or arrogant about one culture or our own culture, etc. But we must recognize what is positive and what is negative. Negative should be slowly, non-violently reformed. And please focus not just on behavior patterns, which includes customs, festivals, food articles, dress patterns, religion. All these are visible aspects of our common culture. The more difficult but important aspect is the invisible aspect of our common culture. That means collective mentalities. And mentalities means our values, our beliefs, our tastes, our emotion patterns. Now, this is most difficult. Let us see emotion patterns. Are our emotion patterns different from, say, Europeans? Can you identify, can you pinpoint any major difference in the way we emote? The verb form of emotion is emote, E-M-O-T-E. The way we Indians emote is slightly different. All human beings have same emotions. Okay, fear. What are emotions? Fear, anger, pride, kindness. All these are emotions. All humans have similar emotions, but different cultures pattern them or prioritize them in different ways. European emotions, common emotions are slightly different from Indians or Japanese or Chinese. Can you please point out any one major difference that you may have noted in emotional differences? This is something difficult, but let's see if someone can point. Okay,
Sir,
let me give you an. Ha, Kushi.
sir, in China, the people used to cry when the people die. And in
Indians
India,
also cry.
yeah, I am speaking like, but they also used to just in India, in some places, people used to laugh, as they used to think that in South, I saw a movie, they used to dance when the pupil die of their family. They used to say that the pupil, the person who had died, will take another rope
No.
to just.
Okay. Now let me explain. You made a good observation, but it is slightly incorrect. See, Indians or Chinese or anybody, when someone dies at a very ripe age, they express joy also. They can even dance. This is not a difference between China or India, but it is the difference about the age of the person dying. If someone young dies, then there is more of sorrow. Now, what I was pointing out is that the expression of sorrow can be different across cultures. For example, Japanese never wail. WAIL, wail means what? You understand? Wail means crying loudly. On the other hand, in India, especially if a woman's husband dies, she is supposed to wail loudly. We don't express our sorrow quietly. In Europe and in China, in Japan also, they don't wail or cry aloud. In fact, in Europe, they don't even like to show tears. They wipe it out immediately. They are very quiet about expressing grief and sorrow also. So, emotional differences are also there in different cultures. Have you understood the point? Emotions are same, but the way they are expressed and the way they are prioritized is slightly different. I'll give you one more example, then you will understand how mentalities is a very important thing to grasp in understanding culture. See, all cultures value pride, value intelligence, value creativity. These are good things about human beings. All cultures value them. But different cultures prioritize them differently. For example, amongst Pathans, courage is the most important value. You are not supposed to show your back in a battle. But say in Bengali culture, more important than courage would be creativity, literary qualities, artistic talent is valued a little more than courage. All cultures value courage, but courage is less important than artistic creativity, say amongst the Bengalis. Now you understand how cultures, the mentality aspect of culture, which is difficult to grasp, but it determines our behavior in a very silent, invisible way. So we must have an idea about it. And it has different patterns across cultural groups. So if anyone has not understood the point, please raise your hand, otherwise we'll close. Okay, so I hope you all have understood. This was a very, very difficult, even my senior students sometimes find it not easy to understand. But think deeply about what I have told you. It's all available on recording. You can go to our YouTube channel, just type in YouTube CS volunteers. You will get our channel. All the recordings are there. You can hear it again also. Okay, next time we will start by revising this. Okay. Has everyone understood today's topic? Do you think you have learned something new? Do you think you have learned something new today?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So,
So please think about it before you sleep. and let it sink in your intelligence. You will become much better analyst by understanding cultural differences, and we'll again discuss this tomorrow. Okay? Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.